Hello, and welcome to my channel.
The sun cast a warm golden glow over the cobblestone streets of Willowbrook, a picturesque town nestled amidst rolling hills and lush greenery. The town was known for its quaint cottages, each adorned with colorful flower boxes and neatly trimmed hedges. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, and the rhythm of life moved at a leisurely pace. At the heart of Willowbrook stood a small shop with a sign that read, "Benjamin Carter, Master Clockmaker." Benjamin was a beloved figure in the town, known for his skill and passion for his craft. He had a twinkle in his eye and a gentle smile that greeted everyone who entered his shop. The shop itself was a cozy space filled with the rich aroma of freshly polished wood. The walls were adorned with various clocks of all shapes and sizes, each one a testament to Benjamin's craftsmanship. The sound of ticking filled the air, creating a soothing symphony that seemed to transport visitors to a different time. One sunny morning, as Benjamin was meticulously adjusting the hands of a pocket watch, the door to his shop swung open. In walked Mrs. Thompson, a kind-hearted woman with silver hair and a warm smile. She approached Benjamin with a glimmer of hope in her eyes. "Good morning, Mrs. Thompson," Benjamin greeted her warmly. "What brings you to my humble shop today?" Mrs. Thompson clasped her hands together nervously. "Mr. Carter, I have a request," she began. "I have an old grandfather clock that has been in my family for generations. It holds immense sentimental value to us, but it has fallen into disrepair. I was wondering if you could work your magic and bring it back to life." Benjamin's eyes lit up with excitement. "Of course, Mrs. Thompson. I would be honored to repair your clock. Please bring it by tomorrow, and I will do my best to restore its former glory." The next day, Mrs. Thompson arrived at Benjamin's shop with the antique grandfather clock carefully wrapped in a soft blanket. As they unwrapped it together, Benjamin marveled at its intricate carvings and elegant design. "Mrs. Thompson, this clock is a true work of art," Benjamin exclaimed. "But there's more to it than meets the eye. Look here, hidden beneath the dial are engravings and markings. They seem to hint at a rich history." Mrs. Thompson leaned in closer, her eyes widening with curiosity. "Oh, Mr. Carter, how fascinating. I had no idea there was more to this clock than just its beauty." Benjamin smiled warmly. "Every clock has a story, Mrs. Thompson. And it seems that your grandfather clock has many tales to tell." Carefully, Benjamin examined the clock's delicate gears and mechanisms. Some were rusted and in need of replacement, while others required delicate adjustments to ensure their smooth functioning. "I will need some time to repair this clock properly," Benjamin explained. "But I assure you, Mrs. Thompson, I will do everything in my power to bring it back to life." Mrs. Thompson nodded appreciatively. "Thank you, Mr. Carter. This clock means the world to my family, and we are grateful for your expertise. Please support my channel by liking and subscribing." As Benjamin began his meticulous work on the clock, he couldn't help but be intrigued by its rich history. He spent hours researching and studying the engravings and markings he had discovered beneath the dial. Through his research, Benjamin learned that the grandfather clock had been crafted by a renowned clockmaker named Alexander Kensington over 2 centuries ago. It had been passed down through generations of Mrs. Thompson's family, each caretaker adding their own touch to the clock story. Benjamin shared his findings with Mrs. Thompson, who listened intently, her eyes filled with wonder. "To think that this clock has witnessed so much history," she marveled. "It's like having a piece of the past right here in our home." Benjamin nodded, a smile playing on his lips. "Indeed, Mrs. Thompson. Each tick and tock of this clock carries with it the echoes of the past, reminding us of the passage of time and the stories it holds." As Benjamin continued his work on the clock, he encountered various obstacles along the way. Some of the gears were rusted and needed replacement, while others required delicate adjustments to ensure their smooth functioning. Each challenge only fueled Benjamin's determination to restore the clock to its former glory. Days turned into weeks as Benjamin meticulously repaired and polished the clock. He would often stay up late into the night, his workshop bathed in the soft glow of candlelight, as he worked tirelessly to overcome every obstacle that stood in his way. One particularly challenging task was replacing a worn-out spring that powered the clock's chimes. Benjamin searched high and low for a suitable replacement, but couldn't find one that matched the clock's unique requirements. Frustrated but undeterred, Benjamin decided to craft a new spring himself. He carefully measured and shaped the metal, using his expert knowledge and steady hands to create a perfect replacement. Finally, after weeks of dedicated work, Benjamin successfully repaired the clock's intricate mechanisms. With bated breath, he wound it up and listened as its gears came to life, filling the air with a gentle ticking sound. As Benjamin continued his work on the clock, he shared stories with Mrs. Thompson about other significant clocks in Willowbrook. He told her about the town's iconic clock tower, which had stood tall for centuries, keeping time for generations of townspeople. He recounted tales of how the chimes of the tower would echo through the streets, marking each passing hour with a melodic symphony. "These clocks hold more than just time," Benjamin mused. They hold memories, stories, and a connection to the past. They remind us of the beauty in each passing moment. Mrs. Thompson listened intently, her eyes sparkling with newfound appreciation for the world of clocks. "Mr. Carter, your passion for your craft is truly inspiring," she said. "It's not just about repairing clocks, it's about preserving the stories and memories they hold. Thank you for bringing our grandfather clock back to life and reminding us of the beauty in the tapestry of time." Word of Benjamin's exceptional clock-making skills began to spread throughout Willowbrook. Soon, more residents sought his services, bringing their broken timepieces to his shop in hopes of revival. Benjamin's reputation grew, and he became a revered figure in the town, known for his ability to breathe life back into old clocks and revive cherished memories. Each clock that Benjamin repaired held a unique story or memory for the townspeople. Some had been wedding gifts, while others had been passed down through generations. The repaired clocks became symbols of tradition and connection, bringing the community closer together. The repaired clocks became more than just timekeepers. They became cherished pieces of art that adorned the homes of the townspeople. Each tick and tock resonated with a sense of nostalgia and appreciation for the simple joys of life. People would gather at Benjamin's shop, sharing stories and memories associated with their clocks. The sound of laughter and conversation filled the air, as the repaired timepieces became a catalyst for community gatherings and celebrations. The shop itself became a meeting place for the townspeople, a space where they could connect and share their love for clocks. Benjamin often found himself surrounded by a group of eager listeners, captivated by his tales of clock-making and the history behind each repaired timepiece. As the reputation of Benjamin's shop grew, so did the sense of community in Willowbrook. The repaired clocks became symbols of shared experiences and treasured memories, fostering a deep sense of belonging among the townspeople. One day, a group of townspeople approached Benjamin with a request that would test his skills like never before. They brought him a clock that had stood in the town square for generations, its towering presence a constant reminder of Willowbrook's history. "This clock has seen it all," one of the townspeople explained. "It has witnessed births, deaths, and every significant event in our town's history. But it has fallen into disrepair, and we fear that its legacy will be lost if it is not restored." Benjamin examined the clock carefully, its gears creaking with age. He knew that this repair job would be his most challenging yet, but he was determined to restore the clock to its former glory. The town square clock was a grand masterpiece, standing tall and proud. Its intricate carvings depicted scenes from Willowbrook's history, from the founding of the town to its most significant milestones. The chimes that once echoed through the streets had fallen silent, but the townspeople longed for their melodious sounds to grace their ears once more. As Benjamin delved into the history of the town square clock, he discovered a hidden compartment tucked away within its intricate mechanism. Inside, he found a long-lost letter, yellowed with age and written in elegant script. His hands trembled with anticipation as he carefully unfolded the letter. It held secrets about the town's past, including a mystery that had remained unsolved for years. Benjamin's heart raced as he realized the significance of his discovery. He called upon the townspeople and Mrs. Thompson, gathering them around the clock as he revealed the letter's contents. Together, they embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind the mystery, their shared determination fueling their quest for answers. The letter spoke of a hidden treasure that had been lost for centuries, buried somewhere in Willowbrook. It contained clues and riddles that would lead them closer to the elusive prize. With each clue they deciphered, the townspeople grew more excited, their anticipation building. They scoured old maps, studied historical documents, and explored every nook and cranny of Willowbrook in search of the hidden treasure. Days turned into weeks as Benjamin and the townspeople tirelessly pursued leads and followed clues. They combed through old records and spoke to elderly residents, piecing together fragments of the puzzle. Finally, they uncovered the truth behind the mystery that had haunted Willowbrook for years. The repaired clock became a symbol of hope and closure, bringing joy to the townspeople and solving a long-standing enigma that had weighed heavily on their hearts. As Benjamin put the final touches on the clock, he stepped back to admire his work. The clock stood tall once again, its chimes resounding through the town square. The townspeople gathered around, their faces filled with awe and gratitude. The hidden treasure turned out to be a chest filled with precious artifacts and mementos from Willowbrook's past. It was a tangible link to their history, a reminder of the struggles and triumphs that had shaped their town. As Benjamin reflected on his journey as a clockmaker, he realized the profound impact his clocks had on the lives of the townspeople. Each repaired timepiece held not just time, but stories, memories, and a sense of belonging. They were threads woven into the tapestry of time, connecting past, present, and future. "I am but a weaver of time," Benjamin whispered to himself. "Through my craft, I bring joy, nostalgia, and a deeper appreciation for life's simple pleasures." The townspeople looked upon Benjamin with reverence, recognizing the invaluable role he played in preserving their history and traditions. Benjamin's shop becomes a gathering place for the townspeople, a haven where stories are shared, laughter fills the air, and the ticking of countless clocks creates a symphony of time. And so, the legacy of Benjamin Carter, the master clockmaker of Willowbrook, lives on, reminding us all to cherish each passing moment and find beauty in the tapestry of time.